Welcome again. Now we have the components that we had. We still have 230 for vector A, but we need only one vector. We say the x component, the y component, and the z component create us a vector that give us, okay, what is this movement and direction that we have. So the 230 is giving us the direction of our vector that, okay, it's going 2 towards the right and 3 goes up. So it's 2x hat and 3y hat, and we don't have any z components, so that's not really going to affect us when it comes to the z components, because we have 0 z components for our vector. So what happens when you give a vector of this kind a negative component? So you have -1, -2, -3. I already done that on the code for arrow, and what it does is going to move our vector from the 0 point that we usually have to the components that they want it to. So they go to -1, they're going to go left 1 on the x-hand, because if you have Cartesian coordinate system with use that of hand, the x component, the y component, my thumb, and then the z component, which is this one, comes out of the board. Since the x component goes towards the right, it's going to do a left turn when I get negative component for the arrow, and I'm going to shift my vector to 1 and -1. And if I get -2 for y component, it's going to go 2 down, and the z component is going to go 3 towards as a 3D. And I see it's being a little bit smaller than I actually put it when I had 0, 0, 0. So that's what actually happened when I put negative components for the arrow code. So that's how you can actually see like what happens to your vector when you do it in VPython and give the negative component to your arrow. Then you can also work out and see if I give a negative component to my own vector, what would that happen? This might not be on the question, but I'm just gonna trigger to do so. I'm gonna get -3. As you can see, my direction changes 180 degrees and goes downwards, and see it's bigger. I don't know why, because when I put an arrow, it was very small. But that's what happened, and this is what we get from the building blocks. So we know 2, 3, 0, 0. They're gonna shift and create us the building blocks to have to get the vector. The components are gonna make us to get a magnitude and direction. I'm gonna create us this vector, which is the original vector actually, and give us this very beautiful vector that we have always. And then the arrow is also gonna give us the direction of the vector as well, and also gonna change whether where the vector is gonna start and finish up. So hopefully you guys understand this a little bit more, but if you still have questions, let me know in the comments.